Tonight's performance will last for approximately an hour. Please turn your phones off. Fire exits are out the way you came. And tonight's content warnings have dementia, mental illness and COVID-19. But in the meantime, it's tonight's by Nick Carey!
She always stops and stares at me when I'm looking up. Every day. I smile at her, but she looks away. They all hate students around here.
I was just trimming the bush out front. I never get to know them. They just come and go. Some of them are really loud, looking all scruffy, smelling of weed. Well, these don't seem as bad. Although they are loud sometimes. Someone screamed so loud the other day, I almost dropped my tea. Well, I do see this one a lot.
Bloody cold tonight. So cold I could see my breath. But stars were shining. It didn't really match the mood of the evening. The mood in the air was just shit. I felt like the stars were taunting me. I tried to make eye contact with her. I knew full well that the newspaper headlines were in both of our minds, but she won't even look at me. I guess you're not really supposed to now, are you? Everyone's the enemy and we're riddled with it. Of course we are. I bet she wishes that we all just went back to wherever we came from. All right, pretty Patel. It's not going to be as easy as that, Judith. We know she's a Judith because the post comes to our house.
I'm sure they steal my post. Well, all right, maybe not steal, but they harbour it. I got some Christmas cards put through my door the other day. It is Christmas. It's not Christmas. It is February, mind you. I heard the letterbox clang. Thought, well, that's very odd at this time of night. Was made in Chelsea. I know it's a load of rubbish, but my granddaughter got me into it. It's addictive. Well, you know, I just thought I'd use the time to bond with her, get to know her a bit better, and well, then I thought I might as well keep watching so that next time she comes, I know what's what and who's who. So many young men. That Jamie Lane was on Strictly. My friend Molly didn't know who he was. I did. Anyway, now I'm hooked. Doesn't seem like these watch much TV. They've moved on from TV now, haven't they? According to my granddaughter Charlotte, it's all YouTube and Fletniks now. I don't know. It's all these seem to do. Sit in their beds, listen to music and smoke by the looks of it. I must confess, I have been watching them a bit, not on purpose. I just find myself looking out the window a lot more these days, and their house isn't even 3 meters away from mine.
I get one walk a day, one peek into the outside world before it's back to my little room. Feel the fresh air on my skin, the sun giving me a little pat on the head. This is all I get to see of the sexy city that I so desperately wanted to move to. And yet I always start off angry whenever I see her. I always feel like I'm doing something wrong. Students in the city are treated like shit, and now we're all diseased. The nightlife there was sick though. Can't wait to be able to get back out there on vodka and piss-soaked floors, because that's what it's all about. And I've got so many outfits just ready and waiting for me. They're not even ready. I just want to get drunk and dance and feel free. God, the boys and girls won't be able to contain themselves. I don't like labels. Jamie always calls me a slag, but I'm just experimenting. Ugh, I sound like a knob, don't I? There's just no way to meet anyone now, either, is there? I mean, the only person I actually see is Jamie. Everyone else went back to their families. And for them. I do get excited for the postman now. And it's Judith. Tinder just does not work for me. Like, I know I'm funny. I know my profile is hilarious. I know my picture's sexy as fuck, but I don't need boys to tell me that, especially not Tinder boys, or girls for that matter. I mean, some girls say it in a cute way, and it's like, cheers. Yeah, I'm funny, aren't I? But boys just say it because it's the first time real humour is a slap them across the face, which is exactly what I want to do when they say that. Oh, God. She probably hears us speaking like this, and that's why she hates me. I mean, she doesn't hate me, she doesn't fucking know me, but some people do just have hatred for people they've never even met, don't they? Like Adele, right? People literally hate Adele because she's skinny. Like, because she's skinny. The poor woman cannot get it right. As long as she's done it healthily and she still loves herself, and that's all that matters, surely. And as long as she drops some more bangers soon. But yeah, people see people in the supermarket and just feel hatred, don't they? You know, I once had a PE teacher that told me that she hated me just by the way that I stood. You stand just like all the other chavs in this school. Whoa, we do not say chavs anymore, Mrs. Thomas, you insensitive old hag. Oh, God, what do they feed themselves in the morning that makes them so angry?
It wasn't like that when we were young. We didn't waste our lives away. We were here to learn. I mean, of course we partied. Oh, but no, not that hard, not every night, not with hard drugs. You think now they have to pay, they take it more seriously. My granddaughter Charlotte, she doesn't want to go to university. She's going to beauty college. No, she'll be amazing. She is so beautiful. I mean, all my grandchildren are gorgeous to me, but anybody would say it about her. She's just objectively beautiful. Well, now she's telling me that when she's old enough, she'll be sticking piercings here and there and tattooing this and tattooing that. No, she bloody won't. She's not coming round for pizza on a Friday night with a big, great bloody tattoo on her neck or wherever. And if I hear of any of that nonsense beyond the grave, I shall be back to haunt her. It's her dad, that is. My silly son that's got her into all that. Well, now here we are. My gorgeous granddaughter, who could be a supermodel, wants to ruin herself.
She does remind me of my grandma. Makes me sad. She can't garden now, of course. Just wish we all just spoke to each other a bit more. Students in this area are so segregated.
This girl is very pretty too, but they're throwing their lives away. She always smells of smoke when she walks past, and well, I think she waits to light up. She walks around the corner first, so she's got manners, at least. Such a lovely young couple used to live in that house. And that one. Oh, and that one used to belong to a lovely little lady about my age. They're all full of students now. Well, probably a bit embarrassing. I can only afford the same houses. Although with that loan, I'd do very well. I do miss my grandkids. You know, it's kind of against the rules for them to be here at the minute. So Fraser thought it best they don't come for a while. Although I have been lying in for the first time in 40 years. It's not relaxing. I just lie there and think about the world being closed for business.
I just want her to feel bad about not caring about us. I just want someone to care about students right now. Locked in our smelly, overpriced student houses or in box-shaped student halls, or worse, paying for accommodation whilst being stuck back at home. You know, my dad was best friends with this old lady that used to live on his street when he was a student. She used to cook and do his washing up for him. He doesn't shut up about it. We could have had that, me and you, Judith. We could have had a friendship to last years. I could have come over for tea on the weekends. I'd have met your grandkids. They would have thought it was really weird, but they would have warmed me because I'm charming and clever and ambitious and I'm a great role model. I'd have bought alcohol for them if they wanted. No spirits until they're 15 though. Yeah, role model. You'd have introduced me as your honorary grandchild at family parties because you would have invited me to family parties. I'd have taken you for coffee on the weekends. Even when I finished uni, I'd come back just to visit you. And eventually, when you passed away, I'd speak at your funeral. And I'd say all about how kind you were and everything you taught me, and everybody would cry. But no, that won't happen with it. Jesus, I'm on one today. Hey.
Oh, hello. Almost 8 o'clock now. Thank you, NHS. Thank you, key workers.
No, man, you're a 10 out of 10. It makes no sense to me.
I know. Well, some of the times. But that's only really when I've got makeup on my hands done. Having a good hair day takes you from like a 2 to a 9 automatically.
I'm a 4. I'm happy with that.
Oh, you're way more than a 4, you're just saying that.
Why? You fancy me or something?
No, I do, sexy bitch. Do you love yourself?
Bloody hell, you're really going for it now.
No, but do you?
Of course I do. I'm a diva forever, babe. Do you?
Yeah, you have to.
Can't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love somebody else?
Yeah. It's kind of toxic, that, isn't it? Like, love motheroo and all, but self-love is a bloody rocky journey.
Yeah, nobody gave me any directions.
Like, you're telling me that if you don't 100% love yourself, then you can't love somebody else. Like, it's not true.
But you said you love yourself, so what's the problem?
Well, I think I do, but what does it mean anyway? Like, I'm clever and I'm averagely attractive.
All right, don't get ahead of yourself.
You know what I mean? I just think maybe I'm in an abusive relationship with myself.
What?
Well, I do like myself. Like, I buy myself nice things. I tell myself I look nice when I look nice. But as soon as I do something wrong or I look like shit, I just kind of yell at myself a bit.
Right. Sounds healthy.
Don't you do that?
No, babe, I told you, I back myself to the end. I am the main character. A really depressed character?
Right. Sounds healthy.
Honestly, I don't feel ordinary, 'cause I haven't left the house in a while. Tell them that it's only temporary. I'm trying my best to smile.
Birthday card. Hey. And for you, we got bows. Oh. No, my goodness. One day I'll find some happiness in you. Oh, goodness gracious. Come on. Come on, Sam. Come on. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, I think I found it. Yes. This one. Oh, it's a jumper. From Top Man. Oh, yeah, definitely Top Man. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, don't mind that. It is slightly odd, don't you think, all this rating yourself stuff? Oh, I'm a 4 out of 10. Oh, I'm not photo ready. I have to be ready for every opinion the outside world may throw at me. Ooh, all this stop objectifying us stuff. But we market ourselves. We advertise only the most funny, brilliant versions of ourselves. And, well, we leave all the crappy bits on the back shelf. But I want the back shelf, the original, unfiltered bits. I like the crunch. Morning, by the way. I hope you're all doing well.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Thanks for asking. We can't gatekeep every opinion in society. It's never going to happen. Well, why? What do you think about the play? Only fabulous things, I hope. We only want to hear about the good bits. We haven't worked this hard for you to come here and watch and not have the opinions that we want you to have. Just sit back and enjoy, I guess.
Did you get the call?
Oh yeah, love, they rang.
Oh, I should have said, these two are friends now. I know, you didn't miss much. I'm not sure exactly how it happened. They just kind of started being friends. Hi, how are you? Good, thanks. Oh, can I borrow an egg? Only if you spare me a fag. Oh, how's the psoriasis of Mum's scalp doing? Oh, it just kind of sort of happened gradually. The friendship, not the dandruff. They were just lonely, I guess. Anyway, I'll leave you to it.
And come on then.
Oh, it's nothing. Honestly, I don't really understand what they're talking about.
Right, sit down, I'll get you a fresh copy. What are you doing, you Wally? Is that part of secret information?
I hope that mug's been sanitised.
Just rinsed it.
So no, it hasn't.
Well, yeah, anyway, it's getting cold. Come on then, what did they say? Listen, you better not be dying, because if you're dying, I will throw myself in the wharf.
No, I'm not dying, and if I am, I certainly won't be telling you now. I went swimming in the wharf once, actually.
Jude. Fine.
The doctor called, and it's possibly early signs of dementia.
Oh. God.
Or with a sprinkling of depression, a mixture, a nice cocktail. So that's it, really.
I don't know what to say. Did you have any idea?
Well, the old brain isn't what it used to be, but dementia, it's a bit far, I think. Oh, I don't know. I don't think I've got ruddy dementia. I'm fine, aren't I? I mean, your name's Annabelle and you've lived across the road since you were 10.
That's not funny. But you have to take it seriously, Jude. It's sad. Did they say what you can do? You know, walking actually really helped my granny. Have you been walking again?
No, won't be. Thank you. Look, they call everything depression these days, love. Honestly.
Well, they must have thought there was something going on in that big old brain of yours. Did they give you any meds?
They offered me something. Sertraline, I don't know. Doctors wish everybody had it, Ray. You know what? They wish we had it in our cereal.
No, they only offer it to people they think really need it. You don't have to take it. I mean, sertraline's what I'm on, so that'd be kind of cute, but you don't have to take it. My mate Lindsay was on it and she hated it, so it made it worse.
I'm fine. But I knew you'd worry, so I've got that family Zoom now anyway.
Right, there you go.
Okay. See you later. Let's think. Oh, let me in. Hello, everybody. Hello. Unmute. What's that? Oh, hello. Is that better? Okay. I actually find it quite frightening having a body. Always have. Never mind a bloody 60-year-old one. I never thought I'd be strong enough to give birth. Not until the earth froze over. But I did. I gave birth to a whole other body. And then that body gave birth to another body. And that is my beautiful, kind granddaughter. I got 3.5. No. She seems so sure of herself. And her mind and body. I've still not got the hang of mine. Well, filled it with too much wine, too much cheese, neglected to moisturize it, tone it, stop the effects of time. Well, this thing in here, this thing's always made more sense. Peru? Never pulled the wool over my eyes, always been on my side, but now it's doing things I don't like or understand. Feel things I've never felt. Well, I can't blame it. I don't think it's been through a global pandemic before. I don't think there's a wire for that. It's probably short-circuited. I've never understood the word depression. I thought it was another word for sad. Postpartum depression, I get. Side effects of grief, I get. But I don't know. I suppose I thought of it as a little side dish, like broccoli. But now they're telling me you can have a great big bowl of broccoli all on its own for no reason. Oh, sorry, can you repeat that, dear? I'm lost. And the dementia, is it a side effect of the depression, or is the depression a side effect of the dementia? I'm just really lost. I'm just really lost. I don't know what. And doctors, they just want to get to the next one in the queue, especially at the moment. It was a telephone appointment. May as well have just rung up and said, here's a big bastard bowl of broccoli. Side effects include excessive wind, difficulty to digest, and a bad taste in the mouth. I got 6 out of 10. Right.
Judith? Jude! What? Just resting your eyes, eh? No, I swear old people just say that when they're trying to disappear for a minute.
Less of the old, thank you. Haven't you got a Zoom to be doing?
Nah, I gave up on online uni. It's a pile of wank. I'm striking. And anyway, I want to help you, the university.
Right, well, I think I am far too frightened to be hearing all of this right now. Thank you.
Don't go. Listen, just let me help. You must be going mad in there with all this worry.
I'm fine.
We both know you're not, and I won't be answering my door in the middle of the night anymore.
Hey!
Listen, you said you're scared. Just tell me one thing that you're scared of.
I didn't mean...
Like, I'm scared of the people around me hurting themselves.
Right, well, good for you. I'm just frightened. Like a little mouse. I'm scared of losing it all. But my brain will look like the centre of town does right now, just a couple of pigeons.
You love a metaphor.
I do. This just isn't what it's supposed to be like. I'm not supposed to be this old and this sad and this alone this quickly. It feels like I've got no happy memories left to make, none. Lose the ones I already made.
Can I give you a hug?
Yes, please. I don't think Boris Johnson is watching us right now.
You're not going to lose all your memories. I absolutely will not let that happen. Listen, you can have my diary, and every single page that mentions you, I will read them to you every single day.
You know those stories, the ones that your parents tell you over and over.
And they say, have I told you this one already? And you say, yep, and then they tell you anyway.
Well, I have those stories, and I want to annoy my kids and my grandkids and my great-grandkids with them forever. I've not even told them the best ones yet. Not my happiest times or my biggest days, the ones that teach you things. I will just get lost. I'm made of those memories. They write the book that is Judith. And they're all just going to dribble off the page before I even get a chance to etch them into their minds. That's what I'm frightened of.
Tell me them. Actually, wait.
Oh, give me a heart attack. What are you doing? What have you got that thing for?
Tell me your stories. I'll write them down. I'm making a Google Drive. And I'm going to call it Judith's Big Juicy Brain. And you can add to it whenever you like. You can get your grandkids to read them, or you can read them to grandkids. Is that done? But I know they only said it was early signs, so we don't need to get ahead of ourselves, but it might make you feel better. And it might make me a little bit less bored.
Fine, go on then. It would be nice to tell you about the greatest time on earth. My life.
Oh, it is all kicking off, isn't it? Blimey O'Reilly. Oh, my uncle is Judith's doctor, you know.
Don't ask me how I figured that one out.
Yeah. He saw her for only 15 minutes and he's changed her entire life.
Wild. I've been working around here for a while, yeah?
Why? Who's asking?
I got a new boss last week. Not as good as the last one.
Susan Strange, they call her.
And she certainly is that. I'll tell you that one for free.
Oh.
I don't really know what I'm doing. I do have posts to deliver, you know. See, they want me to talk about my life. Well, no, they don't. They don't want to hear about my very ordinary, boring schooling, or the Sunday evenings at the pub with my mum, or my parents' very ordinary, boring divorce. They don't want to hear about any of that. They want to hear about my crazy brain that switches numbers and letters around.
Oh, the dyslexic postie. Oh, how funny. Oh, you must go to the wrong streets all the time. Oh, you must get all the houses all muddled up. Well, yes. Yes, I fucking do, okay? Okay, it is kind of funny. You can laugh. Go on then, laugh! God almighty, that just gave me a flashback. They told me I had dyslexia when I was 10. Never could read or write well. Never was good at school. Mum was worried about me. Who are you going to be? What are you going to do? Well, I'm going to be me. And I'll do whatever it is to make some moolah. See, everyone's been very kind with all of this going on. They really have. Look at all of them with their fancy jobs, stuck in their homes. Yeah? And who all of you relying on for your fancy shit, your Amazon shit, your fancy clothes, all of that? Yeah? Me. Little old me.
Are you ready? Yes. Well, when I was early 20s, we used to go out every weekend to Dodgy Dave's dance club.
Dodgy Dave's.
Yeah. Oh, well, we never really questioned the name back then, but I have thought since how, well, dodgy it sounds. Anyway, we used to go out every weekend.
Oh, the story's going to depress me, isn't it?
No, it's a happy one.
Exactly. I want a boogie.
Well, when this is all over, you should go to Dodgy Dave's.
Sure I will. Okay, on with the story.
So, we used to go every weekend, but I'd missed a few weekends because I'd been in Paris with Mum and Dad. So, this was my first weekend back in the club. Me and Christine had gone to mine after work, and we should have preed. We should have preed. Now I know what it is, but we didn't then, so we didn't. And I was wearing this new dress that I bought in France because I was ready to impress my boyfriend at the time, Albert. Oh, he was the hunkiest boy in the world to me then, mainly because he had a moustache and he wanted to go into the army. I know, the standards were very, very low. Well, I hadn't spoken to him all week because Dad wouldn't pay for the phones in France. I had sent him a postcard, but I'd no idea if he got it or not. Anyway, we rolled in, records playing, lights glittering. I was so happy to be back. And we'd met Albert and his horrible friend that Christine was dating at the time in the best booth in the whole club.
The music is going It's just so much. There's been so much happening. I do need to talk to you about something.
Oh yeah, right, how what?
Let's get drunk first.
So we went to the bar. I ordered wine because I thought I was sophisticated after going to France. I remember because I ordered red wine in a club. Oh, actually ended up working out quite well. Oh, but I don't want to spoil it for you.
No, please don't.
I can't wait to see Albert. I missed him so much.
That's the thing. He's been. Well, he's been.
What? There he is! Tell me later.
Oh, hi, babe. You look gorgeous. Or should I say, bonjour, magnifique.
I was a right wet drip back then. So we went up and snogged in the booth for the rest of the night. And then I finally got a moment alone with Christine, and she told me he'd been cheating on me all week with Lillian Brady. Well, cheap of it.
I hate men. Stupid dick.
Stupid dick. I was gonna tell you something, you know, some drinking wine. I did try sending messages with my mind telling you to go off with some French poems.
Well, I didn't get the message, Christine! God, he is the most bloody, shitty, fucking person in the world, and I hate him, and I'm gonna scream his not French. Well, that is exactly what I did. I went out and gave him the biggest piece of my mind, and then broke down crying in front of the entire nightclub. Yeah, even the DJ called me out. Oh, but I did throw my red wine all over Albert before I left.
Judith, the first story that you want to keep on draft forever and ever is when you were cheated on and humiliated in dodgy days.
No, I'm not finished yet. So, I left the club and Christine stayed with a crazy bloody lover, and I was getting ready to walk home on my own, which I didn't want to do, so that was making me cry even more. But as I came out of the club, I saw my dad's car waiting for me. It was a small village, and word had gotten around quickly about Albert and Lillian, and he had come straight to the club to get me. He was a man of few words. He was a kind one. In fact, you never really knew how kind he was until he did things like this. So I got in his car, the one that he would then give me a year later. Oh, it smelled so comforting, his car, like chocolate and dust and mud and safety. Anyway, I got in the car and he didn't say a thing. He just gave me a hug and told me it'd be okay. And then he drove me home, passed me on to Mum, made us both a cuppa, and that's it. Just life, just my dad being my dad and me being young. It's so lovely. A lot of men. Well, it is lovely to know you've always got your parents, isn't it? To have someone that loves you that unconditionally, wow, it's amazing. I don't think they make dads like that anymore.
You know, it is funny, all this business with your brain, isn't it? How to control your brain. It makes it sound as though it's this wild animal that we can't control. But it's chicken and egg, isn't it? The brain needs to control itself. You know, I find it kind of scary, this big mushy thing up here controlling everything. Oh, you can do a lot these days to control your brain. Calm it, pep it, stop it from making you have that recurring dream about your mum turning into an otter and eating your hair out. Oh! Back to the sack. It's always in the sack, isn't it? My place of happiness and sadness and stuff. Ugh. See, this one, it's one of those teas, one of those calming teas. See, I don't believe any of that stuff. I guess you could say I'm quite cynical. Well, actually, don't ask me how to spell it. Can't spell it. Try. Where's this? Oh, where are you? Oh, here you are. My mortal nemesis. This book. Everyone's got this book. It's one about how not to want to die. It's a bit sad, isn't it? Got to this stage. It's been out only a few months and it's a bestseller in Waterstones already. The author must be a bit sick, surely, making money off people's sadness. I mean, look, I understand all this stuff, and how it tries to help us, but none of it actually helps us to understand our brains. I think the best way to cope with difficulty, which we are all dealing with, is to change it. Anyway, I'm off my, yes, busy day, and I'm off my lunch break now. So, as you can see, I'm stressed, so leave me be. Although, actually, I can't decide whether or not to have cheese or ham. Cheese or ham, or cheese. I guess you could say I'm in two minds about it.
You really do spend a lot of time with that old lady.
She's not that old.
Have you seen how many pairs of clogs she owns?
Yeah, I guess that's weird. She's just so cute and sad and lonely.
Hello, so am I.
Sorry. Just I see you every bloody minute of every day.
True. I'm just needy. And I miss you when you're out. There's only so much Sims one person can play.
You know, but I mean, we're only on the front porch. You could come and join us. She's fun.
Anyway, how are you? How are the meds?
Yeah, we're right, I think. They've made me gain weight though, which I don't love, but I shouldn't care about that kind of thing, so I'm trying not to.
Just giving you a fat ass, which is great. Queen.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're good, they help, but I don't know, I guess I just feel a bit embarrassed.
Why?
I don't know, but I rely on them so much. I think it means I'm weak or I'm really ill or something.
Right. But well, it's so normal. And it's not permanent. And it doesn't make you weak. You're strong enough to go and ask for them in the first place. You ask a room full of people how many of them have needed some medicated help with their brain at some point in their life. You'd be surprised how many showed up.
Yeah, yes, you're right.
It's never enough. You're not fine. Make it hard to cry till it's only you. And everybody else who left your room, you might feel.
Right, I don't have as long today because I'm going out, so no more epics about interrailing brown pussies.
Fine. Right, yes, well, I've been doing my homework. You see, I've got a list ready. Okay, yeah, this one's short and sweet.
Lovely, can't wait to hear it. Where are you taking me today, Mrs. Fisher?
Well, my brother's house back in the 80s. I just had my Fraser and I couldn't believe what a beautiful baby boy I'd made. I mean, when you have baby, you'll understand you. Okay. Well, anyway, you'll just stare at it thinking, wow, I made that. Until then, I just made mediocre apple pie, terrible paintings. And I told Dad put up a shed that then fallen down a few days later. Why are you writing this down? Don't write these bits down. There's just chit-chat in between the story for me and you.
How am I supposed to know that?
Anyway, he was so beautiful and perfect. I felt like the luckiest thing alive. A few days into having him in the house, Barry was God knows where. Well, probably with her now I think about it. Anyway, I was in the haze of looking after him and loving him. After a few days, you just need to get out of the house. Your little bubble's suffocating you. Huh?
Relatable.
Yeah. We're going to see Uncle Jeff. Yeah, he's going to help Mummy for a little bit. We were just going for tea and cake. Uncle Jeff has always been great with Fraser. This was the beginning of their beautiful relationship. The first time they'd met. Jeff actually helped me out a lot with all the heartache. Well, we never spoke about Barry, but he knew how alone we were. I digress. He was always there for me. His house was so warm and cozy. He had 3 cats that Fraser was fascinated with. He always had something on the slow cooker or on the hob. When you're growing up, you don't imagine these parts of having a sibling. What used to be food fights and name calling and wrestling becomes serious conversation and dinner plans. And how are you getting on? Have you heard from Mum? I'm worried about Dad.
Oh, baby Fraser, you gorgeous little boy. And how are you doing? I've been worried about you.
You know, tired.
I set up some blankets on the sofa. Take a sit down. I'll take Fraser.
He sounds so lovely. What does he look like? I can't visualize him.
Oh, well, he always had a very big smile on his face, a proper big cheesy grin. big belly laugh.
Oh.
He was quite broad. Always had a wistful look in his eyes when he was single. Dark hair then. He's bald now. And he was much taller than me.
Right, I can see it.
Oh, I can show you photos, actually.
Later, just on with the story.
Are you sure, John?
Of course, I've got the old books out. We're going to read The Faraway Tree.
You didn't! Where did you
I was
find
going to
that?
give it to you, but he came too quick.
I can't believe it. I love when Mum used to read that to us. Could you read it here?
Of course, I'll just go get it.
That's it. I want to remember it forever. My brilliant brother and the safety he brings me. And I'll tell the kids that they don't know it now. They've got friends for life. Now, Jeff and Fraser go off without me. Jeff's Zoom quizzes are a bit tedious for me. But Fraser's always there. Won't ring me. Says he's too busy. Too busy? I said we're in a lockdown. Well, he has got to work, of course. He's always nice.
There's a certain pain when people around you are hurting. I've always been very sensitive to it. From a young age, if my friends were crying, then I'd cry too. Attention seeking, of course, but it really hurts me. I feel like everybody in my life has demons to face, and I go through it with them. I go to therapy for my anxiety, and we just end up dissecting other people's problems. I worry, you know? I just know for a fact I could never have a baby. You know those bikes with the cute little seats in the back? How are you not terrified that one day you'll be cycling along all happy? Oh look, it's a tree. Oh look, lovely house. Well, let's just check on the baby. Oh shit, it's gone. It's fallen off 3 miles back and it's been crushed by a bloody car. And I do check in, you know, hey, how are you? It's been a while. Oh, I'm great, thanks. How are you, my love? But it's not real. It's not how people really are. Normally, we just corner each other at house parties, lock each other in the bathroom with mugs of wine, and cry about dark times and doctor's appointments and, frankly, emotionally abusive parents. But now we're all locked away from each other, and it eats away at me. Struggling so much. How are they? I know Judith's okay. I know she's not. How do you even begin to help somebody that is so stuck in their ways? She doesn't unpick her brain like us young people do. She thinks that therapy is just for severe mental health issues or death, but dementia, it's rough. I saw what it does to people. I saw what it did to my grandparents. It unravels bits of you that have taken years to yarn together, unpicks bits, undoes the buttons, leaves you a bit sadder and a bit more confused each day. No, she's not okay. And it's no wonder that people like me feel like we have to take it on, because doctors don't exactly have time to check in, do they? To really prevent people from needing urgent care without wading through waiting lists and chasing a cure through medication. It just doesn't work. Do you think it's helping doing this?
Yes, no, of course.
You seem sad today.
I feel it. I don't know why. kind of feel empty. Feels like no one's home. But this gives me focus, reminiscing, looking back on all my happy times.
You'll have those happy times again. I promise you. Do you have the next one?
Yeah, I'm not too sure about this one. It's not really one that you want to tell over and over, but it's important and I think it needs to stay.
Okay. Do you want a cup first?
Yeah, I'll make one.
Hello? Oh, hi Dad, how are you? Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Just plodding along. No, uni is rubbish, like awful. Yeah, I'm not doing too well. I'm actually struggling a bit. No. Yeah, the grades are awful, but I've got next year, but that's not really what it's not really what I meant. It just meant that I don't really feel like me. I don't feel like myself. Yeah. I know, the lockdown. Yeah, I will. No. Yeah, well anyway, I've got to go because I'm with Judith, so. Judith, you know the old lady that lives next door, the one that's sad and lonely? The one that helps me feel even slightly sadder and slightly lonelier even for a few minutes of every day? Yeah, that one. Yeah, the one I've messaged you about 1,000 times. Yeah, her. Okay. Might be a bit cold. I was just standing by. I didn't want to interrupt. So we heard. But yeah. Cool. Yeah, my dad's not really wanting to talk about emotions.
Well, men are pricks sometimes.
Judith.
Well, so are women, so's everyone at some point. But if you think I'm emotionally stunted, you should meet some of the men in my life. Do you want to talk about it? Anyway, isn't it great about lockdown ending soon?
I know, it's mad. I don't actually think I'm ready.
Me neither.
Anyway, here for a story.
Yes. I've been thinking, and if you don't mind, love, I'd quite like to write about that morning. The morning you came to me.
Right. Yeah. I'm not sure I want to write that down.
Of course, that's insensitive of me. It's just, I think they should know, don't you? My grandkids, what to do if anything like that ever happens to them.
Yeah, they should.
I wasn't going to ask you to write about the actual thing, just when you came to see me, I just think it will help you to know that you've helped. We don't have to.
No, you're right. We should. I want to turn something bad into a good thing, you know? And a lesson. One that you come out of feeling enlightened and prepared.
Yes, so.
Yeah, I mean, I came to you as soon as it happened. No one was in at mine, and I don't really know why I came, really. I just knew that my whole body was busy and I needed something calm, and And although you'd always seemed incredibly grumpy, you had always seemed calm.
You cheeky devil.
Well, I'm so glad it was you.
Oh, well, if I remember correctly, it had been raining, so you were all wet.
Oh, just because you're old doesn't mean I won't tackle you. I think I need to come in.
What? COVID?
Yeah, I know, but I've just been harassed, threatened by a by a man, by a drunk man. He said he wanted to
Just come in. She just sat in the living room and talked to the empty lounge. Told me what had happened. I just listened in shock. I'd hoped that by the time I was old, young people wouldn't have to deal with it the way we did. Wouldn't have to worry about what they wear or where they walk late at night. I shouldn't have to. I'd hoped that my kids wouldn't have to worry. I never dreamt that my granddaughter would be holding her peas in between her knuckles at 15, walking back from the park at dusk. She thought it was funny when she told me that. She laughed. Look, Gran, this is what I do to protect myself. Are you proud of me? Of course I am. I'm proud that you soldier on. All of you, that parts of you accept from such a young age that you are in danger. That your gender, your sexuality, your race, your religion, absolutely anything that sets you apart can put you in danger. And you fight for it too. You're still going out there fighting for freedom every day. Of course I'm proud of you. More than that, I'm angry. I'm really angry. I'm angry that 20-year-old me, we've just moved on by now, but this was just another one of our generation's hurdles to knock over. God, we have plenty back then. And I'm ashamed. Ashamed that I just thought someone else would deal with it. That it was just a natural progression of time and one day it would eventually stop. But it hasn't. And now I don't know what to do. What we can do. If I ever saw it, attack, bullying, harassment, anything like that, I'd stop it, I think. But those people that watched Marl get harassed in the street at 10 in the morning by a drunken man, they didn't do a thing. Just kept on walking, she said. I thought, maybe they didn't hear. Maybe they thought you were friends, I said. She just stayed silent in the lounge and I made her a cuppa. They heard, she said. They just didn't want to get involved. Probably didn't want to acknowledge that there's a whole other generation growing up around us, figuring out the world around us, and it's the same issues that we dealt with still happening. And I know it's better, way better now in terms of conversation. There's places you can go, people you can talk to, you can go up to the bar and use covert phrases like, can I talk to Angela? But when are we going to give Angela a bloody break and talk to the people that are doing it? Tell these aggressors that they need to stop shouting and chasing and touching. It's not bloody fair.
Well, that's it. The last memory they share together. Until next year, when they start doing it over the summer again. We've come a long way, haven't we? From the 80s to today, and actually, well, not much has changed, has it? It's not good enough. That's all I can say. Shouldn't be them having to do it, folks. If I'd been there 15 minutes earlier, I would have shouted in that man's face that he needed to go and take a long, hard look at himself and go make a change. Anyway, Marl seems good recently. She chats on me. She makes me late some days. Only trying to deliver a parcel, love. Don't need your entire life story. It is good, though, that she's opened up more. She hasn't let the words of a silly, lonely, drunken man stop her. And Judith, well, she's never ending anymore. Lockdown lifted and she's spread her wings and she's off. And me? Well, I'm doing fine recently, yeah. I learned the new route so I don't get lost. See, that's the good thing about dyslexia. It heightens your other senses. And I can smell like a greyhound. Anyway, I'm off duty now, so yeah. You know, I'm off to a dinner party.
Hiya, Posty.
Oh, hello.
How are you doing? Marl, Jamie, Posty's here, please.
Oh, hi, folks. It's lovely to see you. You know, it really is lovely to see the house from the inside. Oh, this is a lovely wallpaper, isn't it? Is it? Oh, hang on. I've got it. Is it from Donnell?
Yeah. It is. That's amazing. My new boy toy put that for me.
Oh, we love David. You should buy it next week. Right, tell the story again, please.
No. What I mean is, I was just in a lecture, like I always speak up and ask questions and things, but this time I got really emotional for no reason and I just burst out crying.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
It's quite funny. I mean, just the image of all these emotional art kids, and what funny.
No. Morgan asked me if I was doing performance arts for my next project. Little snake.
Well, what was it on?
No. I haven't cried in the last 6 months. I guess it was just all the shit that's happened, all built up in my brain, burst. Not really good though, just having a big old cry.
Well, it's like my sweet nephew says, it's better out than in.
Woo! 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 Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tip to my funny parents. We have been sent by Robert Schindler.
can't see you anymore.